This is a Black Country Biker, back for the latest video. It's only a short one. A little bit of history, a little bit of a local history for people in Dudley and the surrounding area. Right, in a short time I will be arriving at a place called Holbeche House. It's now a residential home. It's been through private hands. It used to belong to a guy called Robert Catesby. Right, Robert Catesby, Thomas Winter, John Wright, Thomas Percy and a bloke called Guy Fawkes were the main plotters in the Gunpowder Plot to blow up the House of Lords, Parliament, and kill James I of England, who was James VI of Scotland, on November the 5th, 1605. Guy Fawkes was captured soon after. They all tried to escape to Cofton Court, I believe, in Stratford-on-Avon, amongst other places. They also went to Warwick Castle, where they got a load of gunpowder, which was too wet. So it all went wrong. Anyway, Catesby and a few others escaped back to Catesby's house, Holbeche House, which is literally probably half a mile from where we are now, so right on my doorstep. 8th of November 1605, 200 government soldiers, well armed, surrounded the house. I think Catesby was in there with 10 others. Some were captured. Catesby was shot and killed, and rumour has it that one musket ball killed him and another. I think it was Thomas Winter. One musket ball through the two. I'm going to chance my arm, have a drive up the driveway to the house. Musket balls are still visible by the front door, where it's believed that Catesby was shot and killed. Obviously, just in front of us here we've got Himley Hall. Every year they have a massive bonfire, huge bonfire. You know, thousands of people attend this, and I would say 99.9% of the people who attend haven't got a clue that if they look across from behind that building there, you can't see Himley Hall, but it's behind the trees. Hop across to where I'm going now with the camera. Where the high trees are there, Holbeche House is just there. So a lot of people are not going to have an idea that the history is on their doorstep. So very interesting. Apparently one of the guys who escaped got as far as Faisal Road, which is about 2 miles behind me, where he was captured by the soldiers and beheaded. And there is the story of the Headless Horseman down there. Old fable, old ghost story, whatever you want to call it. That's all to do with the same incident. On a side note, Kit Harington, who was in Game of Thrones, Jon Snow, he's a direct descendant of Robert Catesby, and he actually played him in a TV adaptation of the Gunpowder Plot. I will be putting pictures up of these different people. Once I'm done here, I'm going to head up into Dudley, show you a statue of Duncan Edwards. Duncan Edwards was Manchester United and England footballer, born and bred in Dudley. Actually, I think my old man played against him, and my mum went to the same school. 1958, he got killed with several other Manchester United players in the air crash at Munich. However, he didn't get killed actually in the crash. He died I think 10 days later from complications. They all thought he was doing fine. There's video of him sitting up in bed with his thumbs up. Anyway, we have arrived at Holbeche House. I'm just going to turn left up to the drive and you'll see the house in front of us. I hope that I ain't going to get shooed off. That's the house. I'm going to talk to this person before they shoo me away. Hello mate, alright? I'm alright. I'm just doing a quick video for the history of this. I ain't going inside. Do you know the history of it?
Yeah, I know the history, like the Civil War.
Robert Catesby. Gunpowder Plot. You know Guy Fawkes? They all escaped to here. Not Guy Fawkes, all the others. Robert Catesby owned this. And he was killed here. Did you see the musket ball holes in the walls and things? It's famous for that, mate. So I'm only doing a quick video. Is that alright? I'm going to be 2 minutes and then I'll be on my way. Is it not residential anymore?
No, it is taken over. It'll be residential again.
Oh, it will? Okay, alright. Am I alright just to film me outside? Thanks, mate.
You're not allowed to let anybody inside.
No, I'm not going in.
Yeah.
I'm just outside, mate. Cheers. I'm just doing a bit of a talk to the camera. Alright. Right, so this is it. This is Holbeche House. This is where Robert Catesby and some of the other gunpowder plotters were shot and killed. There's supposed to be musket ball holes in the wall. I think by the doorway somewhere. But I'm struggling to see them, to be honest. But yeah, 200 troops have surrounded the house on the 8th of November 1605. And that was that. I can see lots of holes in the walls. I don't know if these are the musket holes being fired from the rifles back then. But apparently it's not a residential home anymore, but it has been shut down, and it's going to be residential again. It's got new owners apparently. Obviously there's a lot of add-ons to the building. Got as far as well, I tried to go out towards Apenny Green that way, and they never made it. They captured some, killed the others, and Guy Fawkes was obviously he was undrawn and quartered. Catesby, after they shot and killed him, they actually dug his body up, decapitated him, and showed his head outside of Parliament. To put other people off trying to do the same thing. The reason why they were trying to kill James I is he was a Protestant king, and they were all devout Catholics. Obviously they wanted a Catholic king back on the throne, but it all went horribly wrong, and they were all made examples of. So now from here I'm going to head up to Dudley to see Duncan Edwards, the statue and his grave, and I've also got another one, another couple which I'll talk about later, of interest from the local area. Okay, we'll talk soon. Okay, we are up in Dudley at the moment. This school just there used to be Dudley High School. It's now St James's Academy. When I was a kid, I never went there. I went to a different school, to Gilbert Clawton. But apparently Sue Lawley, who most people in Britain or England should know, used to be the newsreader. She went to school there, grew up in Dudley, with a few other famous people. Sam Allardyce is one of them. Lenny Henry, of course. And we're just going to go up and do a right here into the town and to look at Duncan Edwards' statue. In front of me you can see Dudley Castle. Another story to Dudley Castle is a guy called James Whale. He lived in Dudley. In fact, I used to live in the same house he lived in. There's no blue plaque on it or anything, but there should be. Because he directed a lot of horror films back in the day. The Invisible Man, Frankenstein especially. After moving to Hollywood, and I reckon Dudley Castle, he used to go to the arms schools, which is just over there by the gardens we've just gone past. They reckon Dudley Castle was the inspiration of his adaptation in the early films of Castle Frankenstein. I don't know if that's true or not, but if you do the history tour in Dudley, they'll tell you that. But sadly, he committed suicide in the 60s, I believe, in Hollywood, and in his swimming pool, drowned himself. And it was only after his partner died many years later that he revealed that. So he left a note. I'm just going to pull in here. Here's the statue of Duncan Edwards. I will get off and have a look. Just leave it here for a sec. Try not to get a ticket for parking on double yellows. Dudley Marketplace. Yeah, there's a statue. In his England kit. The most complete footballer I've ever seen. Jimmy Murphy, the assistant manager. 18 appearances, 5 goals. For Man United, 175 appearances, 21 goals, 2 league championship medals. Sadly died in that, after injuries he received in the Munich air disaster. We'll go and pop to his grave now. Sorry, I'm rushing around a bit. I'm on double yellows, and I'll be honest, I feel a bit like a bit of a plum talking to myself. Right, let's get out of the town and we'll head off down to the cemetery, Queen's Cross. Okay, Dudley Cemetery in front of us. It's a huge cemetery. Very big cemetery. When I was a kid, I used to live quite well next to it, to be honest with you, and in the place where kids normally play. But we did used to doss around in there for quite a bit. Sadly, I got a few friends in there. Some died quite young, and some died very young. Some died young, and now I'm getting older. Others have died more recently. I'm not going to mention names or show any of their graves or anything. We're just going to go and pop in and look at Duncan Edwards. But I do have a very good mate who he's buried literally 5 up from him. Tragically died when he was 16. When we were both 16. Shocking. Very good footballer as well. Right, I'm just going to go into the back entrance, which is just here. There's quite a few Commonwealth War graves in here as well, which I do pop up and visit as well. They're very sad places, but I find them fascinating. I'm just going to leave it here, so I ain't got to leave it on the slope. Okay, and we're going to keep the helmet. I'm going to keep the GoPro on the helmet. Just make sure the audio is still on. As you can see, there's lots of Man United scars on the grave. There he is. Also his sister's is buried with him. There he is, Duncan Edwards. Died February the 21st, 1958 from injuries received in an air crash at Munich, aged 21. Hell of a footballer. Lots of famous Man United players, older boys, normally visit on the anniversary. Bobby Charlton being one. When I was a kid, I did see him come up and put some flowers on. And again, he's another one who said Duncan Edwards is the best footballer he's ever seen. But the ball has got flowers in the top now. When I was a kid, that was solid. It was a solid ball. And some scumbag, some trash, nicked it. They took it off the grave. Whatever they did with it, I do not know. But disgraceful. There's his sister, Caroline, aged 14 weeks. So there is an etching on there. I'm just trying to get close because of the of him throwing the ball. So very sad. A legend in these parts and a legend in Manchester, I would imagine. I've actually got a few Man United mates who actually do live in Manchester, believe it or not, being all from London. So I'll contact them after, get them to have a look at the video, because I know they've never been down and visited. Right, some of the other two people I was going to probably in the next video are Richard Duke of Gloucester, the Queen's cousin. He got killed in an air crash literally a mile from where I live, Apenny Green, in 1972. There is footage of that on YouTube, on the internet, of the crash, and there's still pictures. I will try and put some photos, that'll be on the next video. And then there's the other guy, who is Jack Judge, his name is. He was from Holbeche, which is over towards West Bromwich that way, probably 6-7 miles from here. Famous for writing a very famous song, but we'll get that more into that on the next video. If you want to Google it in the meantime, feel free. But I think I'm going to leave it here now. If you do like the video, this one's a bit different because it's just a little bit of history rather than riding around the lanes. You know, please comment. It'd be great if you subscribed. Negative comments and good comments, I'll take them all on board. I think that's going to be about it. So this has been the Black Country Biker, and I'll see you on the next one.